Sunny.
Hey, this is Liv.
And welcome to
Colorful Situations, a conversation about love, marriage, and everything in between. How you doing today, girl?
I'm fine. How are you?
I'm okay.
Go on.
Hey, ColorBeams.
Hey, y'all.
How y'all doing? You got a color today?
Drop it down in the comments.
Yes. You know we're going to do as we always do, check in with each other. How you feeling?
I am peaceful. You know me. I try to stay on an even playing field.
Yes, you
so
do.
I'm green and peaceful.
All right. You green and sticking to it.
Green and I'm sticking to it. I choose green.
Okay.
I'm green anyway. I didn't make a choice today.
Okay.
How are you today?
I'm blue.
Okay. What's going on,
I'm
Blue?
sleepy. I'm tired. Sleepy and I'm tired. I'm blue.
We're going to take this one nice and easy.
Get a little tea there. Yes, nice and easy is fine with me.
Okay.
But in saying that, you know, me just being tired and being like, I'm kind of tired. Or I just feel like I just don't have it. Then I look up and I'm supposed to do this or that. I ain't did nothing. I'm supposed to go on a walk. I ain't did nothing. I'm just tired. All the time tired. And then I ask myself, here you all empty. Like, you just empty. Not empty as in things that I have for myself, but just empty as in mentally, I'm depleted. I'm overwhelmed. I don't feel like doing anything. I don't want to think about nothing. I'm just not here. Just mentally gone. Work, life, everything.
Okay, that's what I was about to ask. Is it work or is it
everything?
Everything. Okay. Well, you need to get you some vitamins, drink you some water,
and
clean your cheek.
And sometimes it's just that, right? Sometimes it is that you need to do that. But there are other times where mentally we can be depleted. And that's what we're talking about today. That we're just on a level of zero when it comes down to having to process, having to care about processing, all of that. Just we feel overwhelmed. Almost as if like you ever had a job doing something like customer service and you talked all day, and then you go home. You don't want to call nobody on the phone. You just ain't got it.
And I used to do customer service, working from home on the computer. I did not want to get on the computer. Even going to school. When I was in school, girl, all the papers I wrote, I didn't want to see a computer, and I tried not to get on the computer as much as possible, as least as possible. So yeah, I definitely get that.
Just on zero. Ain't got no more to give. So that's what we're talking about. And I kind of just looked it up to see what it really meant. And it is a state of extreme mental weariness, where you're feeling overwhelmed or drained, unable to cope with daily tasks. So like sometimes we think about stuff and we just be like, oh, I'm so tired. I don't know why I'm tired. I need my vitamin D. You go and you get some vitamin D and still tired. Or you go and you get your complete, woman's one a day and you take it, or you drink it and you're eating good and you're doing all the stuff, but you still feel like you can't even tackle the day. Mm-hmm. How often do you think that people really check with their mental?
Well, us as, I say, African American women, I know that it's all across the board, but speaking here, we're used to pushing through. Mm-hmm. That's our thing. We push through even when there is nothing. Mm-hmm. When everything else is burning down and falling down, and the kids and the job, we still got to push through because we're going to do it. Especially as a single parent. Yeah. Even for people that don't have kids, because I'm talking about me, you know what I mean? You still got to get up and go to work. You still got to pay these bills because you have to have somewhere to live. You have to have some food to eat. You have to have a way to keep yourself together. Being used to just pushing through, I think that's it. Even though, also thinking about, there are resources for us and people there to help. Some jobs have those, care care packages,
EAP.
where you can talk to a therapist, you can go talk to a nutritionist. They have all of those things for you, but a lot of people either don't know about them or just decide not to use them.
Or let's just talk about the stigma of checking on the mental. Because a lot of times people talk a lot about emotions, they talk a lot about physical, but they won't say anything about what it takes to move all those things, right? And the stigma is nobody really wants to be the one to say that I'm going to see a therapist.
I don't know. I think it's becoming more popular now for people to talk to a therapist or a counselor to seek help.
I think that it's in a different way. It's popular, but if you really are depleted and you really are depressed, when I say depleted, don't have nothing, you down low. I don't know if there's a lot of people that would reach out. I don't know if there's a lot of people that would even talk about reaching out, right? There may be some people that go to church, some people that always like, yeah, I'll say that. But how often do they really do it? Do they really do it once a week when they are in the bottom? Or is it just once a month or they've done it in the past?
I would hope, of course, because I don't know. The people that I know what they have going on. There's only about 7 people, but and I know that they do what they need to do for themselves, But,
Yeah.
I mean, I would hope that people know that, even people that don't necessarily have access to it. If you're scrolling on the internet, something has come across your page about talking to someone, because all of the commercials, and I guess I get them because, I'm talking about it or thinking about it or looking up things about it. But yeah, if you're scrolling on the internet, 9 times out of 10, at least, you're getting some kind of commercials about talking to a therapist or seeking counseling about your issues.
That's true. And I do hope that people are taking up on it. This is the one time that we will say that if you are feeling this way, please go and seek some help, because looking at internet and looking at people who are on there and giving inspirational thoughts and things that they have done in their lives, that's great. But when you really need it, get a professional. Seek a professional and know that it's okay to do so.
Yeah.
So I got some questions. Whose fault is the depletion on? Like, I know we talked about before being a doormat and letting other people use us or whatever, but when you're talking about getting to a point where you're so low or getting to a point of depression, whose fault is that? Like, I know a lot of times people might say, well, depression runs in the family, or all of these different labels that can be labeled, on us. Well, so-and-so, his dad had that, so he got it. Da, 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 da. Is it such a thing to where it is hereditary or passed down? Or is it your fault that you got to that point because you didn't seek help?
So I would say both of these things, because I do believe that there are things that are genetic. And I think that mental health, those mental health things, I think those things can be passed down from one person to the next, on and on and on.
Yeah.
So I would say that. As far as whose fault it is, I can only see that it would be the person's. If you're an adult. If you're an adult, you have a responsibility to care for yourself. I know sometimes you don't know when you've reached a point or when you're even getting close to it, because that's when those people have those snapping moments,
Yeah.
But I think it's up to you to take post of your mental health. Hey, something is not right. I need to do something. Even if I just go sit, I need to take a break. I think it's up to the person. What are your thoughts?
I feel like I'm trying to use my words here. I feel like we are left to our own devices. And I said things about humanity. I've said something about humanity not being the same before. And I feel like part of this is that, because we can sometimes see somebody be a certain way and then change and then don't go check on them.
So you can see a person being a certain way and don't go and check on them. And if something happens, then you would take that and say, hey, it's my fault because something happened? You would do that?
I'm saying that there are a lot of things that are happening where people, if we just cared enough to say something or smiled at somebody, you never know what would affect somebody. Or just share what you're going through and just be like, you walk down the street and you see your friend. You see your friend being a certain way, everything is good, and then you just gradually see a plummet in your friend. Your friend is not coming around y'all no more. They're not out as much. When you see them, they got on the same shirt as they did before. Their hygiene is not the same. They're physically, some things are really changing. And we just be like, oh, that's Liv, or that's so-and-so. And we just keep going on about our day. And we don't stop and say, yo, hey, where you at? What you got going on? For me, I feel like sometimes society, humanity has failed people. They have failed people because we put the stigma on people being real about where they are. We want people to be, at this all-time greatest and best. We want everybody to be the GOAT. But we're not always that.
So I feel like I'm talking about my friends. Of course, I'm going to check on my friends. I'm not saying that I'm the person that's going to go up to a random stranger. I'm not saying that I haven't, because I have. But I'm not going up to random strangers saying, oh, I see you down today. Are you okay? Is everything all right? Because that's a moment, and I think I was just talking to somebody about that. Somebody was having a moment and they needed a moment, and somebody said something to them, and they ended up snapping off on them. So I think the fear of what's going on or what could happen is something that would stop someone from doing it. Now, I cannot say that, okay, I just walked past that guy and now he went and did something crazy, but he was looking kind of crazy, but I ain't saying, I'm not going to feel bad because I don't know. I didn't know. Yeah. I mean, I would feel bad because something happened, but I wouldn't feel like, man, if I would have just stopped. Yeah. What do you, I think I asked you that question.
I think that, but I'm a little different. If I feel like it's off, if I don't have the courage to say something to him, I have been that person that will say, call 911 or see a cop or something around and be like, so do you see this person over here? This person is acting erratic, this and that. Something's going on. I don't feel comfortable enough. Or, you know what I mean? I have had situations where it was like that.
Okay.
Where I told somebody, or I hadn't seen a neighbor in a long time. So I called 911 and was like, yo, I live in this apartment complex. I have not seen my neighbor. Now the car is in the parking lot. And it has not moved for like a week. That's not this neighbor. I hadn't seen her, car hadn't moved. And y'all just come and do
a wellness
check. They went there. The person was still in there. The person was still alive. But there was something going on. If we don't, fault may be a bad word, right? To label on it. But what I'm saying is, if it happens and it gets to a point to where it's at depletion, responsibility, does the responsibility solely lie on the person that's going through it? Or can we take up on some of that responsibility?
Now, if they have people around them, if they have family, friends, and things, okay, I say, check on your people.
Yeah.
But ultimately, and I say this about a lot of things, you're responsible for you.
Yeah.
I mean, and again, I think I said earlier, I know sometimes we don't even see that we get to the edge.
Yes.
We don't see it, but when we get there, you have to take responsibility for yourself. And I feel like that about a lot of things. So.
Yeah, that's true. And I just do want to say one more layer of responsibility. Like you said, there are a lot of employers. There are a lot of people. Well, I think that used to be, I don't know how it is now, but it used to be that employers had to have something programmed. That's where EAP came about, the Employee Assistant Program. That came about because employers had to have something for their employees to be able to get free, legal care, whatever it is that they need. And it just became part of their compensation, part of their benefits, right? Not a lot of people know about that. So if you're struggling and you got a job, go to HR, they make it healthy. The whole responsibility too, though, there are a lot of things in talking about for us Black women, the accessibility for good health care, the accessibility for being able to go to a good therapist and not having to pay a gazillion dollars. Because frankly, someone who is a single parent, she may not have that extra $50 or $150 for 1 hour to sit down and talk to somebody, right? But that's how this is all set up too, right? Society, government. There's a lot of things that are set up that are just not accessible for some people who truly, truly need it. That's an issue.
I agree.
Anyway, we prevent this.
Keep checks. Keep checks. We have to keep checks on ourselves. I mean, and this is a part of us being healthier people. You know, you have to do those things. You have to buckle down and say, hey, this is what I need to do for myself. And, you know, some people do that by fixing their outer appearance, you know, whether it's going to get your nails done, your lashes, getting your hair done, all this other kind of stuff. Start there. I mean, of course, all of this stuff comes from the inside. Some people, you know, you think about it, you feel your best. You feel like you look good outside, and that'll pick you up on the inside.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I don't know. I just say keep checks on yourself and check on your people.
Yeah, for sure. For me, I just feel like transparency. We talk a lot about having your tribe and having your people around you. Just know that just because you say something about how you truly feel does not make you weak. As a Black woman, you are strong because you are a Black woman. And it's okay for you to say, sis, I ain't got it today. I ain't had it all week. I've been at 20% this whole week. And I'm going to need you to come over here and just hold my hand. I'm going to need you to get me out this bed. Or be like, sis, I know you regal, you got your stuff together, and I'll see you. But I want you to know that I love you, and I'll see you. There is a way to talk to people in their own language, just so that they can know that they got somebody. So, check on your people. Be transparent.
Yeah. That's it.
That's it. So, on this topic, y'all, we're not going to check levels. We're just going to say that if you are someone who is feeling some type of way, if you feel depressed or you feel depleted, you don't know how to get out of that, reach out to someone. Know that it's okay. Know that you're not alone. If y'all seen somebody who has changed or whatever, check on your people. Check in with them. Give them resources. And know there are resources out there for you.
Yeah. Y'all remember, drop down in the comments if you have questions, comments, concerns. That maybe we could help. I don't know, or just getting it out. Maybe that's all you need to do is get it out, because I know that helps a lot.
It does.
Just having somebody to talk to and maybe not even talk back.
Just listen, yeah.
Yeah. So make sure you like, share, subscribe, and comment. We are across all social media platforms. And remember,
not all colorful situations are the same, but you have the power to change your view.